Here is a list of notices from the IRS. Notices and notice codes. So, so you'll see this is 120 pages long about the notices. Now, again, there's so many different notices. The IRS has a notice for everything, and there's some very common. So here's one that's very common. This is the 503, CP 503. So I have this highlighted up on top here. I'm going to highlight it again up here. You can see it. This is where you'll see where the notice is. Notice CP 503. It's right up here and on the top here. And this is what tells you what notice it is. If I go back to that now, if I just go to Google or DuckDuckGo and I put in IRS notice CP 503, a lot will come up and tell me what it means. The IRS will have a site. You can go in. There's lots out there about what CP 503 is. So if I just search here for 503, let's go 503. Let's see if we can get it. CP 503. We change the adjustments to income. Let's see if make sure this is CP because there's so many different ones. So 503, 504, 50, yes. We change adjustments to income on page 1 of your tax return to include expenses from form. Okay, this is moving expenses, so let me make sure this is it. This is not CP 503. You see, it's easy to get confused because they have so many different ones. We change the adjustments as I mentioned here. This is the same one, CP 503. This is in Spanish. They have them in Spanish. Third notice, this is it. CP 503. Third notice balance due. Okay, so look at this now. Look above it. There's 501, first notice of balance. Second notice, 431. 503, third notice. 504, fourth notice. Right, so they have to send you a number of notices. They actually send you more notices than the law requires, and it's because it's automatic, and they just send them out. And so here's 503, CP 503, and here it is: urgent notice, pay immediately, and that they'll always give you a deadline. Here's another version. They've changed, as I mentioned, they changed some of the forms lately, but some of them are still the same. Usually, it's up here again. I'm going to highlight it up here at the top. CP 64. You'll see it up here at the top. This is where the notice is, and this is where you can find out what it is, what the notice is, and where to go. And go again. Do DuckDuckGo. Go to DuckDuckGo. Put in IRS CP 64. It'll pop up what it is and what it means. Again, some are more important than others. This final notice of intent to levy, they'll send you one when they're taking your state tax refund, for instance. They'll send you a notice that tells you that, and it looks like it's the final notice of intent to levy. And it is the final notice to take but not the final notice before they go after your bank account or go after your wages, right? So there's a series of letters that the IRS must send out before they can take anything away from you. So I'm going to go back to this. Here's the list here. This list, again, it's 120 pages of different notices. Two things the IRS does better than anybody else. They have a form number for virtually everything. Here's 120 pages worth. And they use acronyms for everything. If I could, AFE, acronyms for everything. Well, I just made that one up. I don't think they use that one, but they do use acronyms for everything, and it becomes very difficult to know what they're talking about. Kind of like the military, right? They use different terms and acronyms, and nobody ever knows what they're talking about. And I think that's the way they want it. So again, too many people, and maybe I should go back to this letter about what to do. Let me go back here because. Okay, so I'll just review this quickly with you. Review the letter carefully. Search the notice. Again, you should know what it is, and you'll know what it is. You could read it and find out, but you won't know. You'll know more if you look it up on DuckDuckGo. Look it up. Take prompt action. And again, too many of my clients do not do that. Respond to any disputes within the notice. Again, I think it is important that you respond and put it in writing so that you can, and again, that may or may not be effective, but at least I'll have a track record that I did respond and that I objected to what they're trying to do. Determine whether the notice is a request for payment. Okay, most of them do. You know that if you owe the IRS money, they're always going to be asking for money. Never ignore an IRS notice. Very good advice, but too many people do not follow this. Too many people ignore the IRS notice. Again, a lot of times they do not throw it away. They generally have a drawer full of them. And again, they'll come to see me and they'll have an armful of them. Many times unopened, sometimes again open, but they'll admit that they opened it on the way to see me because they don't want to look at it. And then 7, contact the IRS. You know, it's funny that the previous one said don't call the IRS. You know, do remember there is usually no need to call the IRS. And then this one, of course, this one's from the IRS. This other one's from another website, Million Acres, I think it is. And they had, they wrote this article based on the email that I told you about, that I received. Okay, so again, if you get a notice, take action, open the mail. It's not going to hurt you more or less. Again, I know people want to put their head in the sand and forget about it. And many people believe that, well, I'm going to pay them next month, so I'm not going to read it now. I don't have the money to do it. But sometimes these notices are very important to stop the IRS from coming after you. When you receive a notice of intent to levy with the right to file a case, then that one you have 30 days. If you file an appeal, they can't come after you until after the appeal's over. So you just bought yourself some time. And otherwise, after that 30 days goes by, they can start garnishing your wages. They can levy your bank account. They can start taking things away from you. And that's exactly what you're trying to avoid. Okay? So sometimes it takes a year. Sometimes it takes several years. And I've seen many cases that go on a long time before they get that final notice of intent to levy. Before the pandemic, I think they were getting very aggressive coming after people in the same year. And that was something I had never seen before. But I had seen it before the pandemic. Now they're behind again. And will they ever catch up? I don't know. We'll see if they'll ever catch up.